Hi and welcome everyone to the Creative Cast. My name is Lucas Hamann, and this week we have a prolific illustrator on the show. She's tuning in from Hamburg, Germany. Lisa Tegtmeier, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. We have had already a little bit of pre-talk going on there. Which I sometimes wish I had in the podcast. It's it's already podcast material.
Yeah, it was.
Let's get started off with having you share a bit of your background and how you ended up becoming an illustrator.
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure where to start because it probably all started already in my childhood, as I was drawing a lot as a child already. And and then I just, there it went down already.
Very quickly. It's all right. Okay. Leave it on the ground. It's fine. Literally just build up a light everywhere. Like it's probably going to fall down.
I just put it down here. So
1 minute in, bam, there you go.
I thought so. So, but okay, and then I kept doing it. So I never stopped drawing. And then when I was a teenager, I was more into manga and anime. So it went into that direction. And throughout school, it was my passion, and I looked forward to every art class we had. And then it was just a quite logical step that I would want to do something with art or design after school. But I had no real clue what to do actually. So I thought about getting an art teacher or becoming an art teacher. And I wasn't sure about that. And then I find out about communication design. So it's basically graphic design. And tried to become a graphic designer and created my portfolio to apply to all these art schools that offered communication design as a study. And finally get enrolled in Braunschweig. Brunswick. It's
Brunswick.
Small.
Wow,
Brunswick,
sounds spicy in English.
It's more interesting in English actually.
Just like okay, Braunschweig.
Braunschweig. But it's probably the city is what it sounds like. So it's quite small and not that fancy as other German cities, but it's really a nice student city, and I felt very comfortable and cozy, and I liked it a lot over there. And I did my bachelor degree there in Braunschweig at Art University. And then to do my masterclass, I went to Hamburg, where I am still located right now. And this is a very short sum up of my life and how I became an illustrator.
So it was pretty clear to you from early on that you wanted to end up in this industry?
It actually was when I look back from my perspective now, because ever since I like drawing, and I think even in those little poem books, or how to say these friendship books we shared as kids, I think I put in I want to become an artist, or I put in I want to become a painter.
The wish list thing.
When I studied graphic design, I studied it because I thought, well, it's a wider range what I could do with this studies or with this degree. I could become a photographer, or I could become, I don't know, I could go into commercial or advertising directions. But in the end, I still came back to drawing, and I still only wanted to draw, and that's how I ended up in illustration.
Okay, nice. And after you finished your degree, what was your first attempt there? Did you try to apply for a company or?
Now that's interesting, because I think it was quite clear to me during my studies that the most common way to do illustration work for clients is to be self-employed or to be a freelancer. So during my master degree, I also got my tax number and went to the tax office to enroll as a freelancer.
Yeah.
And and that's when it basically started, because probably all of the students or all my colleagues in my master class, they had those tax numbers and became freelancers. So if they ever got a job or a commission, they could write an invoice.
Yeah.
So that's when it all started. And I got asked if I ever send out portfolios, or if I send out portfolios to potential clients a lot. But actually, it was really funny, because I sent out only one actual portfolio to this German feminist magazine, Missy magazine, that is located in Berlin, I think. And they liked my style, and already thought about getting me a little illustration assignment for the upcoming magazine. And somehow, I don't know what happened, but somehow, next to sending out this one portfolio, I got commissioned by other clients through mail. So they just sent me a mail and asked, hey, are you available? We saw your work on, I think, Instagram, and we would like to work with you. And yeah, that's how it all started.
Oh, wow. So that was one from the very beginning already.
Yeah. I mean, I had a couple of semesters in my master class, or I studied a couple of semesters in my master class. And then, I don't know, 1.5 years later, I got my tax number and became a real freelancer. And and then it started through these mails and through these commissions, and developed ever since.
Yeah, I reckon the social media game has offered you a lot of potential there.
Yeah, it has. It is good. It was really helpful to get a foot into the game, or get a foot into the illustration field, and show off your work and use it as a portfolio, because there's so many designers and art directors out there, and they somehow will step onto your page and see, oh wow, maybe she could do a job for us.
No, I mean, nowadays it's sort of the way to go. Did you back then have that already in your mind when you were grinding your Instagram, for example, your Behance page? Was that your intention to get clients through it?
Yeah, I think so. Right. I mean, I'm not sure if it was when I set up my Instagram account right at the beginning, because I think it was, I don't know, maybe 2016 or so, or 14. I don't know when it came up. But I'm not sure. But I was very aware of where I would like to go with my illustration style. I looked at a lot of magazines and online articles. So I wanted to work in the field of editorial illustration and do illustrations for magazines. And so I shaped my work that it could fit this field.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, let's talk a bit more in depth about your style and your work you actually do. Would you mind describing it to us a little bit? I mean, we have one right behind you, but still.
Yeah, it's there. My style, it's only done digitally. I wanted to say mostly done, but it's exclusively done digitally. It's a flat vector style, and I would describe it as very expressive and dynamic. I mostly only show characters, and mostly only female characters that are in interaction, very expressive and confident in their body expression and body posture. They often interact somehow, and I think they're also very positive in themselves, but also what about themselves. So what they body positive. So what they
body positive. Oh, nice. I haven't heard that.
Yeah. So I think they're very positive about themselves and their bodies, and that's a topic I really would like to convey through my work. Yeah, and it's very colorful, very poppy colors. I love that. Yeah,
I would say also very, very brave color combinations sometimes. Like I look at them, I'm like, oh wow, this is a lot.
Yeah, but I love that. I mean, I love to explore what colors work together, and I really like to combine colors that you would first think they are uncombinable, like I don't know, red and pink and neon yellow or so.
Okay. No, but I like when people try to describe the work, and I can close my eyes and sort of imagine it, like if I have never seen it before, you know.
Yeah,
I can draw a picture in my mind.
I hope I could do that.
I think so. Like, obviously, I've seen it before, so I just can nod and say, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you say only digital, because have you thought about doing it? Actually painting as well.
Yeah,
drawing.
It's funny that you're asking. I mean, I obviously come from the traditional side. It all started out traditionally. In my teenage years and so on, and even until the iPad, I think in 2018 released, and I got it quite directly after the release, and it was a game changer. But yeah, back then I worked traditionally, and then I thought I had to focus on digital illustration only somehow in my head. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought it had to be exclusively that way so I could show what my style is all about.
Yeah.
But I haven't thought about showing it through other techniques. I mean, my style is still there, even if I draw it traditionally, or even if I paint it, or even if I use a big brush or a small brush or so, because it's just the way I draw. And just and my how to say Handschrift, it's in German. My
signature
signature, it's always there. I can't fake it.
Yeah.
So I think it was only this year that this changed in my mind. And back, I think a couple of months ago, or just maybe 1 or 2 months ago, I actually painted first time on canvas.
Oh.
And I did a big canvas it was also for a commission. And so I'm really into this right now, or at the moment, and would want to pursue it a little more.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of, it's very different when you produce something that's completely, off the computer or off the screen.
Yeah, because you have to be aware or take into account that there will be slight or small mistakes.
Yeah,
but mistakes is maybe the wrong word, because it's very interesting to see how it's not that perfect. When you're on the computer and working digitally, you can create perfect shapes, or for you perfect shapes.
Yeah. But everything is smooth and it's the perfect color you want, and there's no fade in the color, for example. Like if you paint with a brush, you will always have different tones, even, in areas in the arm where you don't really want different tones, but you got it anyway, right?
Yeah. And you also, my work is very clean, and I enjoy having these clean shapes and very crisp edges and shapes. And I find that very interesting. I like to have this style in my traditional work as well, but nevertheless, you have these little spots that are imperfect, like the lines or the outlines are not that crisp or not that smooth as digitally. And I really like that. And
No, I'm sure it helps as well to, I don't know, get out of the comfort zone we find ourselves in sometimes when we do something, on repeat, and we get used to it, and then trying out new styles, new ways of doing things. Might not necessarily create artworks that we're more proud of, but it gives us a different take and makes us, keep growing as a creative individual.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah. And I think if you didn't have the urge to find something new or create or work with techniques that are new to you, you wouldn't develop. And then I think, you how to say, you're not moving forward. You just stay where you are. And
definitely, it pushes you. It's a new challenge, right? And it's exciting.
Yeah.
No, but you also clearly see the value in, even though you create most of your work digitally, on printing it out.
Oh yes.
So how about that?
I love that. Oh my god. Yeah, it's funny because I don't know. It's really something that is in my head that is transforming and that is changing. It's so nice to have something to hold in your hands after the creative process. So when you print out your digital work, it's just like another layer on top of all the creative process. And I love it so much, especially when it's nice paper and I don't know, it's an enhancement for your senses. So that's a really nice thing. And I don't know why. And it's the same with working traditionally, because you have something to hold in your hands after the process. So I don't know what was happening in my head all the time when I thought, no, I want to work digitally only because this is the only way I can express my style. And somehow I couldn't value the products that you can create with your hands and hold in your hands after it. So I love prints.
But also you also see the colors that slightly change from the screen, because every screen is different and it will display your work differently, right? If you see it on your phone, if you see it on your iPad, on your laptop, on your computer. So everyone will see it sort of different when it comes to colors and how bright they are and saturation and all of that. But the print, once you have that and you show it or you sell it, they will always be the same, right? So you have much more control over the delivery as well.
Yeah, that's right. Control is a good word, good point. I think I'm a perfectionist, and I like to keep control over things. So that's a good point. I think that was probably the point of working digitally, because you have so much control over everything. But sometimes, and coming back to the topic from before, it's so nice to somehow give up control and leave it and see what can come out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. And things like printing out leads to something like having an exhibition. I looked up the one you had. I think it was your first one last year.
Yeah, it was.
Which was at
Enfants Art Space. It's
called. There you go. Exactly. Enfant Terrible Art Space in Hamburg.
It's a small gallery over here in Hamburg, and many colleagues or student colleagues from mine. They exhibited their work there. So I got into contact with the gallerist. He's very nice person. And and then we thought about, maybe I could do a little show myself. And that's, it was just for fun. So it had no real background. It was just for fun.
Okay.
And I exhibited a few artworks and had huge printouts there.
Yeah.
Like from the print space.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
No way.
I'm such a fan because these prints, they look like screen prints and colors are nearly like on screen. I mean, no, they are actually like on my screen. That's, it was so stunning. And I'm such a huge fan. And exhibited.
It was the exhibition itself was called Pop. And I'm curious about the lessons learned you took away from your first exhibition, which was a solo one as well, which is worth saying.
It was. I don't know. I mean, I think I mostly have learned positive things out of this. It's of course hard work, and I created, I think, 10 new artworks exclusively for this show because I wanted to show something new and create a nice own world just for this art show.
Yeah.
And so it was, of course, hard work, but the gallery isn't that big. So it, I could still keep the overview and couldn't get lost there. And I don't know, but maybe this is also a learning for next time. I think I would love to have a bit more space to show off my work because it was very densely set. Every image was right next to the other one. And I think, it would be nice to have a bigger room to show even bigger images because I think
larger
my
prints.
images, my images are very expressive and I think they need some room or space. So that would be a learning. And otherwise, I don't know. Otherwise, I'm quite happy with how it all turned out.
No, I mean, normally people exhibit the work, to get clients as well, for example. But it seems like for you, it was more of like, I just want to do this. It's fun.
You're right. No, it was actually something I did for myself.
Yeah.
I cannot complain about the clients or the frequency of commissions I have. So I'm very happy about my situation there. I wanted to do something outside of my work life. And that's why I initiated this solo show, just to do something else and to do something fun and something other than what I did before, because I worked on client commissions all the time, which was super exciting. But then I thought I would want to do something different as well, like doing an art show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. But now that you have described it, it sounds like you had a very classical exhibition, right? It's a very 101 exhibition. Like, you had a room, just put them right there on the wall.
Yeah.
They're lit, done.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the way it was. Yeah.
All right. Now I've spoken with I had an interview with Christina. I remember her. I don't remember her name right now, surname right now. She's an artist from Hungary, and we talked a lot about. She's a photographer as well, and we talked about how how exhibitions are developing and where they're going, what the future of how exhibitioning is.
Yeah,
and it really and she said like the future of exhibitions are not in galleries.
Yeah,
it's on the street.
Yeah, of course. I think probably it will all get more digitally as well. And then we have the opportunity to go outside of just one room if it's digitally. So I'm thinking of AR as well, so artificial. What is the artificial intelligence, AI? But I'm thinking of these.
Oh, you mean augmented reality?
Augmented reality, right? Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry, I'm getting confused with the short. Yeah, AR, exactly. There are opportunities to have like a spot, a signal, like I don't know the word, but you can scan a specific place or take a photo of this place or a specific spot, and then your phone or iPad or whatever, it gives you augmented reality and another version of it digitally. And I think that could be an interesting way or path we could go with exhibitions as well. And I've seen it already. And I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe that's what Christina meant too. I'm not sure what you.
Maybe. I think she was more old school in the sense she just, using the streets and the walls, physically interacting with the city. But yeah, it probably looks more like what you just said. We just wear our goggles, or augmented reality goggles, and we just see art just floating on the street or on facades of buildings as we pass by.
Yeah, maybe, but it sounds a bit sad too, because we live in such a speedily consumed world. Everything is so fast, and to go into just one space or room and observe art or consume art, it slows down. So everything slows down there. And if it was all in our daily life outside on the street, I think maybe consumers would be like, oh, that's interesting, but okay, go ahead. And then it loses its value because it's so just there and so easily to consume, other than going into one space and seeing it intentionally.
That's a good point. I haven't even thought about that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of that right now.
But sometimes the ideas come like that.
Yeah, when you go on the street, there are so many things you have to watch or not watch, because it's there all the time and you can't concentrate on everything. Would be interesting, or will be interesting to observe in the future how it all develops.
Tuning in back a little bit into your work, as you said, you tend to create female characters, right? In the sense of empowering them in a positive way. I'm curious about that energy, where that comes from, and what you're trying to achieve with that.
That's a good question. I'm not sure if I can answer how it comes from. If it's only, let's say, coming from the urge to change our perceptions of the female body in our society. I mean, it's not that new, but over the last years, I think it's changed a lot. Maybe I saw it change a lot more because I only focus on it over the last years. But I think there are massive demonstrations and voices that want to change how female bodies are perceived in our society. Looking at Poland and how it's called in English now, I lost the word.
Say in German.
Abtreibungsgesetz.
Abortion laws?
Yeah, exactly. Abortion. Right. Sorry, I lost the word here. Looking at Poland at the newly set up abortion law, it's horrible. Or looking at I don't know, women in Afghanistan and all those points. I think we've gone along far already, but there's still so many places and things we should take a closer look at and change. And I think visual language can help support the system to see and how to see female bodies. So I focused on showing a diversity and a diverse, empowered female characters, because that's how it should be perceived in society. And I would like to change our visual perceive, or visual languages are how we
maybe
look
standards,
at
or what is okay.
Yeah, that's the words. Yeah.
Okay.
So I would like to contribute to this change with the way I show characters and how I draw them. That's where it comes from, I would say.
So are you saying you want to train people's eyes to get used to seeing female bodies?
That's a good translation. Yeah. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, you also you do online classes, I've seen, so you actually not only creating artwork that is consumed by a lot of people, which already has an impact. It makes it more normal for them to pose that way, for them to look that way.
Yeah.
But also you create content for people to actually learn how to create that themselves, right?
Yeah. I did an online class with a startup called the Flux, and they concentrate on female artists, I think, and collaborate with only female artists. And this one online class was about painting a very bold and confident woman. It was about confidence in her expression, and then also about the confidence, or giving confidence to the ones doing this workshop or doing this online class. And but it was more based on the drawing, so less than on the values or the message I wanted to give with that, but that as well. But more on how to draw this kind of specific angle and body shape, and how to paint it with what colors and so on.
Oh, okay. So true. It was a bit of a tricky move there from me to move from there to the online classes. Just way too cheeky.
Yeah, but there is a connection, of course, because
but regarding the values again, I don't want to leave that topic that quickly. Like what series you think of you've created that goes in that direction the most?
What do you mean, serious?
One of the series of one of your work, one of your projects.
Which I think gives is the most, or is the one that
really stands for the values you're trying to portray.
Oh, that's hard to say, because I think nearly each of my artworks from the last month indirectly stands for it.
Yeah, I was going to say like all of them.
all of them. Sorry. Easy answer.
Pick one.
Pick one. Let me think about my artworks. There's one artwork I think I created at the beginning of this year that shows three women of different body types and different cultures or skin colors.
Yeah, ethnicity.
And it luckily was also printed on a German design magazine, which is really nice. And this is one. I think I even have it here. It's this one.
No way. Okay. Like you just like you planned it, right?
Yeah, intentionally. No, I meant this one because, I think it's so empowering. Even, I mean, they could demonstrate, or they appear so strongly and confident there. And it's probably one of the artworks that that show the most.
Okay, nice. But you just mentioned that it got published on a newspaper, and I realized that too, that you have been able to work with different newspapers already. In Germany, some national ones like Die Zeit and Der Spiegel, for example.
Yeah.
And also some international ones like the New York Times.
That's right.
Yes. How was that experience? What would you point out from that?
I mean, it was, I got so lucky I am lucky, and I felt so happy when I received those requests to work with them. And because it's what I wanted to do at the beginning. When I wanted to become an illustrator, I thought that I would want to do illustrations for the field of editorial. So create illustrations for magazines, newspapers, and so on. And before starting out, I would say, as an illustrator, I did an internship at Die Zeit, this German newspaper, in the infographic section. It's a bit different, so it's more statistical and analytically and so on.
Yeah.
So it's more graphics and statistics. But I also did illustrations there, and I think that because this section was set in the main design section of the newspaper. So I think that I got some connections over there, and that I met some of the directors, and and I got to know them. So after I finished this internship, they reached out after some time and told me, we like your illustration style and would want to work with you, and if I could do an illustration for this or that article.
Yeah.
And from there, I mean, if you've done one commission or done one article in one magazine, other magazines or newspapers get to see you and see how you work, and then one thing can comes after the other, and you get more commissions and so on. And
the rest just follows.
Yeah, and I was so excited when, I think it was in, I don't know, 2019 or maybe 19, I think, on my birthday, when I got my first request from the New Yorker. I was so hyped.
You were like, what? What a birthday gift right there.
Yeah, that's a really nice birthday gift. But it was amazing to see all my dreams come true. Or I had some dream clients in my mind when I started out. I want to work for the New Yorker or the New York Times or something like that. And then I did, actually. And but it also changed. So at the beginning, I said I wanted to do editorial illustration, but now I realized, or I did a lot more commercial illustration throughout the last years as well, and packaging commissions and so on. So different things than only editorial.
Okay,
and this is really interesting. And I see myself liking that a lot more, actually, than only editorial illustration.
Okay, so you're kind of jumping into that street now.
Yeah, I would say, I really like doing commercial illustrations. I don't know if it's only commercial, but projects for companies or clients that want to show something digitally and need illustrations to accompany that. I'm not sure if it's only advertising, or if there's another word for these kind of projects. But
I think they go like that. It's just commercial. I think they just go like that.
Yeah, it's probably just commercial.
And the company, I think, which ones did I see? I think it was Nike and Adidas or something like that. I saw. Yeah. That was like the biggest names I saw there.
Yeah. These were one of my biggest commissions or projects, I think. But I think the one that will stay in my head or my heart forever was a project that I did for Lyft. So the transportation company in the US.
Okay.
Next to Uber, there's Lyft, and I had the honor or the pleasure to do a project for them last year, 2020, for the US election. And they wanted, they did a project that wanted to communicate to other people to get them to vote. And they could get, I don't know, a lot percentages off their cost for a Lyft ride to go to the polls. And,
nice.
The illustrations were even shown on Times Square. And this was really huge.
Oh, I think I actually saw a picture of that. Was the guy with umbrella or something?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah. So this was huge. And the collaboration with the agency and the client, the art director, it was so nice. And it was really a dream project in every way, because it was, I think it was for a good cause. They wanted to get the people to vote. It was a very prominent election because we wanted to get Trump off the seat and get them off there. So this was very exciting. And even after finishing the project, they sent me like a little gift present and to say thank you again. And it was so cute and they were so sweet. It was, I think, my most favorite project of all time until now.
Oh, wow. Okay. And well, definitely is a great opportunity to convey, as you said, those values you stand for and, make a difference there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And I mean, you don't really, it wasn't a campaign to support one candidate or the other. It's just for the act of voting itself.
Of course. Yeah. Of course, you need to be neutral.
Exactly.
I think. Exactly. But, sorry. I'm getting...
Maybe you should get some water.
I have it here.
Oh, there you go.
Of course, they need to stay neutral. Yeah. But and we haven't spoken about our preferences, but sure. I mean, we were on the same page and we were all hoping that this election would turn out well for America, or all of us.
Yeah, clearly. On the personal side, it was clear, right?
Yeah.
All right, and as that was one of the biggest probably and one of the most exciting projects you did, what was the challenges from the illustration part of it that you see? Or maybe not illustration part, yes, but also maybe client communication?
The client communication in that case was really smooth and really nice. We were in steady contact steady contact, you say, I think. And I did sketches and then they gave me feedback and I adjusted the sketches. And in the end, we arrived at the final illustrations. So in that case, it was really smooth. But it's not always like that. And I see a lot that gets lost through communication. So sometimes the communication is not that well. I don't know, maybe because clients are stressed or have so many things on their plate that they can't concentrate on each project that well or that closely. So but I haven't. I think all my projects I worked on were kind of smooth. Okay. There were struggles here and there, especially with clients that wanted to go through, I don't know, hundreds of revision rounds. That's that's annoying.
Okay, yeah, sounds like
at some point you have to say sorry, but we can't do another 3 revision rounds.
Yeah.
It has to be, you have to pay me. I mean, we agreed on 2 revisions for 1 illustration. And if you would want another illustration or would want to have it done in another way, you need to communicate it clearly. And these are the most struggles I have with clients, but not, very rarely.
Okay, it's not often the case. Glad to hear that. You make it look so easy. You know?
Yeah, no.
It's like, it just went smoothly. I just did it, and
it's not always easy because it's a full-time. I mean, for me, it's a full-time job. Mm-hmm. Also, luckily that I can live only from illustration.
Yeah,
that's a huge privilege, I think. But it's not easy. It's a full-time job. Sometimes I need to work after hours. Sometimes I don't want to work at the weekend. I'm strictly against that. But sometimes I do it for myself to have more time buffer for the coming week or so. But I actually communicated with clients. When they ask if I'm working on the weekend, I say, no, I don't. Do you? So no, it's not easy all the time, but I love what I do so much. So I put all my heart in every project. I mean, every project that I really like. There are projects that I don't like that much, but
those are going to be a secret. I can tell already.
No, I can tell you if you like. Some projects
Which one was your worst project? Just give it to me.
That's a hard question. I don't know a specific one. Let me think. I don't know. I mean, there was one project that started out huge. It was a huge commission, and I was so excited. And still, the final product is super nice and I'm really happy about it. But the process in between was horrible. It was horrible. I mean, I had to do like 8 illustrations or so.
Yeah.
And I gave them like 40 sketches or I don't know, a lot to choose from. So multiple options for each illustrations because we had no idea what to show yet. And I offered them a wide range to choose from.
Yeah.
Then they had comments and I did another set of sketches. And then they had comments and I did corrections and I revised the sketches again. And then in the end, I colored the selected sketches. Yeah. And then there were revisions again. And after that was done, I thought it was done. They told me a couple of weeks later that they did customer, they questioned their customers and to see how the products work and how the illustrations work.
Okay.
And it turned out they didn't work for them. So it turned out all the illustrations I did couldn't be used because customers said it's not that attractive or I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And it was, they said, could you can you do, we only need 4 more illustrations. We will only go with a smaller range of illustrations. So can you do a new set of illustrations? And printing, the printing date is in 1 week. Oh my God.
You're like, just come on, just drop it off.
I don't know. It was too much. And it was such a struggle all the way through the final products. We had and then they wanted me to redo everything.
No.
And
you did.
I did. I mean, I wasn't happy with the outcome we had.
Yeah.
Because it was such a struggle, and they had comments that made it all worse.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, the customers weren't happy either.
Okay.
So it wasn't. Neither one was happy.
Yeah.
And but I was happy that it was done. So
happy I don't have to work for you anymore.
Yeah. So then, when they reached out, I was annoyed again, but I saw the chance to maybe improve it a little and to be happy with the final result then again, and I could negotiate it a little regarding the budget and regarding timing, etc. And in the end, the products were nice. But it was a hard way. It was so tough.
Okay. And would you say you could have done something different to avoid that? To avoid go through such a struggle? Or was it more like on them?
Yeah. And that's a good point. I think sometimes it would be better if the client would trust me. So if they trusted me in the beginning and I could do what I saw, what I envisioned, I think it could have been better, because all those comments and going through all the stages of the hierarchy of this company, everyone had to tell about it, and everyone said something about it. And in the end, it was just something, because I changed it yellow, and then another one wanted the sun, and then there should be flowers and all those things. And if they trusted me with my creative look at the product or at the illustrations, I think it could have been better at the beginning, but I don't know.
Okay, so you would put that out there on the side of that, what the client could have done differently. Yeah,
that's probably more the client.
All right. Would you say you could have done something differently in the beginning? Maybe communicate something more clearer, or maybe reject the job right away? I don't know.
Yeah, it's in that case, it's really tricky. In general, I would say that it's mostly very good if you hear what your heart says. So hear on your what is the word? I even don't know it in German. Your intuition.
In Spanish.
Intuition. No, your intuition. So you should listen to your intuition. If it says, I don't know, it doesn't feel right, maybe, but I could do it for the money. I mean, I need it. But if you do not depend on the money, or if you do not depend on it financially, and you think, I don't know, it doesn't feel right, then I wouldn't do it. So this is what I've learned from it. If it doesn't feel right, and I am secured financially, I don't accept the commission.
Well, okay, sure. That sounds like a very, very easy decision to make. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, normally people are financially dependent on it. So that's when the decision is so much harder to make, right?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Just keep interrupting each other. No, but in the end, I feel like you got to go through bad projects to end up with good ones as well. So it's kind of part of the process.
Yeah, it is. And I think you've never learned enough, or you always learn something. And when you think, I've probably learned everything there is to learn about this job, you get another commission or another project and see, oh no, shit, this is new. I learned so much out of that.
I want to hear from you as well about your experience at Adobe Max in Los Angeles. I'm quite curious.
Yeah, it was so cool. It was such a such a huge experience. It was so much fun. And I learned about the Adobe Max, I think, through other artists and illustrators that I saw through social media, going to LA, that were invited by Adobe to join the conference.
Yeah.
And when I got an email stating in the head section like invitation Adobe Max, I was like, no way! Oh my God! I couldn't believe it. And then I shivering, I opened that mail and I went through it and was like, oh my God, I was flipping. It was such, it was so amazing. And so I got invited for the Adobe Max. That was only a couple of days, like, I don't know, 4 to 5 days, I think. And the Adobe paid for the flights and for the conference, obviously, and the hotel accommodation during the conference, which is really nice. And but I thought, well, I mean, going to the other side of the world only for 5 days is not so nice for our planet. So it would have been,
you could have joined per Zoom.
No, it was in 2019, so still 2019 in November, I think. So a couple of months before the pandemic, luckily. And but Adobe said, if you would like to stay a few days more, because it's worth traveling around the world, of course, do it. So they paid the flights, of course, and it doesn't matter to them whether I flew back on, I don't know, 1 week or two weeks later.
Yeah.
So I stayed 2 weeks after the conference in California. And the conference itself, it was in the... how's it called? The Staples Center in Los Angeles downtown. And it was huge. So many people, I'm not sure if they said 16,000 or so, 16,000 attendance.
Nice.
And you could join several classes or workshops or shows each day.
Okay.
And you had to book them in advance. And there were also some interesting creatives. I mean, there were interesting creatives, but also big, prominent creatives.
Okay. What do you mean?
They had a show that started at the conference. And for example, Billie Eilish was there.
Oh.
Billie Eilish and Murakami, the artist. They did a collaboration. So they talked about this collaboration and they showed a music video of Billie Eilish there on the stage. And then Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters was there.
Oh, you mean the lead singer now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The lead singer. Exactly. And some directors or film directors, just to name a few bigger creatives.
Sure.
But there were also like illustrators that I only knew through social media that were attending the Adobe Max and gave classes and speeches. Yeah, and this was such a unique experience, and you see me quite speechless, or I can't find the right words.
I mean, those events are normally so packed with information and experiences that it's hard to pick or to say, okay, let's concentrate on this one.
Yeah, and everything around it. So there was an after party event and
like a social gathering.
Yeah, and I flew there with, I think, 12 or 10, around 10 other German creatives.
Really?
And of each, I think each country, or mostly each country of Europe, sent out a couple of creatives to attend the Adobe Max as, what we had a special name, like invites, but no, insiders. Yeah, they were called Adobe Max insiders. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was such a privilege, and I felt so lucky. It was an amazing experience.
Could you share like the biggest lesson learned you took from that?
I don't know. You mean from the Adobe Max itself, or from this experience?
Maybe you attended a course and you learned something like, oh shit, I want to take this on.
No, I think it was more like the whole experience itself, maybe, that it's so important to connect with others, and that you can gain so much input and knowledge and experience from working and connecting with others. Because I think many creatives or freelancers like I am are mostly on their own, just sitting on their table here on their screen solely, and working on your own the whole day. So it's really important and nice to connect with others and exchange your experiences, and this really enhances your perspectives and gives you a new perspective and new views at things. That's, I think, the most important thing I got all of this.
Yeah, it's important to remind yourself that you're not alone, right?
Yeah.
Which oftentimes feels like it, like, oh, I'm the only one struggling with this right now.
Yeah, exactly. And then you speak with other creatives and you see, oh no, they're all the same. They experience all the same that you struggle with, and that's so important and very healthy also, and helps you stay on the ground, and it's really important.
Keep your feet on how do you say it? Keep on the ground.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Feet on the ground. Is that it? I don't know. I think that's a German thing, right? Mit den Füßen auf der Erde bleiben. No, but and you stayed longer. Did California treat you well?
Yeah. Oh, I love California so much. After that.
It's just one of those places I really want to go to. Like go surfing.
Yes, you have to. You have to. It's so. I was in the US a couple of years before that, and I was in Florida or around the
the East Coast.
East Coast, and it was really nice, and I liked it. But then I went to California because of the Adobe Max, and I was like, especially after that. Looking back at it now, I'm such a fan. Sometimes I feel weird when I say I really love the US or love California, but it's the people and the places, the cities, big cities like San Francisco or Los Angeles. Yeah. But in contrast to the nature, it's such a nice mixture, and I definitely want to go back, and
nice.
It's really beautiful.
All right, so that was Adobe Max. All right, nice.
Yes.
There's now I just had to think of Chris Do from the future. He's quite a prolific designer as well. I think he spoke at Adobe Max, but I'm not sure if it was the same year as you went. Probably not. I think he went last year or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah.
I'll send you him. He's crazy guy. He's an American. Good. I think he's an American as well.
Okay. Yeah, maybe he was there, but there were so many people, and I mostly was with the German creatives because we went there as a group. And I mean, yes, there were exchanges with others, but there were so many people, and
Other fellow, like, were you the only illustrator from Germany, or were there other illustrators as well?
No, I think I was the only one. There were photographers, digital artists, but also magazine directors from technical magazines, but also design magazines. So there were both creatives, like freelancers, but also like press people.
Yeah. Press people are like that. It's just like, it's just the worst.
Yeah, but it was, I can't find one negative aspect. I think it was really an amazing experience. I can only repeat myself here. Yeah, but
no, right. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to dig, maybe there's something hidden like a gem there.
Yeah.
Just,
probably, yeah.
maybe. Okay, great. Regarding also your creative take on all of this, what we've been talking about already. I mean, the main leading or the main guide of this podcast is our creative expression and how we implement that in our life and work. So I'd love to hear yours. How you use it for yourself and what it actually means to you to be creative.
Yeah, as I said to you before, it's a really tough question. But for me, creativity or being able to express myself through creativity or express myself creatively, I think is a huge privilege. I think being able to do what I do now, I wasn't able to do that if I hadn't the support of my parents before, my family, because I think I could only join art school because I had this quite secure or safe background. I mean, if I had to earn some money in early stages of my adulthood, I'm not sure if I could have done it through my creative expressions, because it took a lot of time to go where I am now, and it was only allowed by the safe financial background of my parents or my family. So if I would needed to earn money a lot earlier in my adulthood life, maybe I would be an art teacher or something more serious, more safe. So it's a huge privilege on the one side, but it also means the whole world to me. So I define a lot. I define myself a lot about what I do creatively. So I am what I do creatively. It's my passion. It's my hobby. My job. It's all.
It's a beautiful mix right there.
Yeah. So I couldn't live with being creative, because then I wouldn't earn money. I wouldn't have a hobby. It would all be lost. So it means a lot to me. And I think it's so beautiful to be able to express yourself through the work that you do with your hands. I think it basically comes down to that you can express your emotions, your inner side, your thoughts on the world, on everything, through what you do with your hands and what comes out of that. And I think it's just beautiful, and I'm so grateful for that and being able to do that. And that is what it is for me.
To do it for a living, right? Because it's a reoccurring theme that we all have our hobbies that we love, that we spend our time with when we are free. When you're at home and you can choose to do whatever you want, right? And then you go and do that one hobby. And it's that question: do you wanna? Do you make this? Take the step to turn the hobby into your life work, right?
Yeah. It's a huge step, but I really love what you said right now, that you said the word free. And I think, it really frees you. So, or it allows you to feel free. So I feel very free because I am able to do what I love, and that is being creative. And it's such a freedom to do that, I think. And but it is tricky to turn your hobby into your job. Not everybody does that because they think maybe the passion can be lost through that. And
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, some people I met, they said, I love drawing and I thought about making it my career. So I thought about becoming a graphic designer or an illustrator. But then I thought, no, I don't want to lose my hobby and my passion about it.
Ah, interesting. But then I feel like in that case, you really want it to be your hobby and not more.
Yes. And that's a key, I think. I really wanted it so much. And so I pursued this path, and I wanted it so much that I worked really hard on it. It's probably what most people say about it, but it's the way it was. I wanted it so badly that I tried so hard, and still trying today and still working on it today. So that's a huge part of it too. But it's all worth it when it's your passion.
Exactly. I think that's a very important distinction to do between your hobby and your passion.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Right. Maybe it enhances that difference between what you want to do on your off time and what you want to do for your life.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Agree.
But as you said, it feels like a privilege to you to being able to live off of it. But you obviously, like everyone, needs to, has earned it before, has worked hard for it.
Yeah,
it goes along with it. Nothing comes like that. No one knocks on your door. Hey, you wanna have this?
Yeah.
This big package of glory and happiness.
Would be nice though.
I wouldn't say no, but
yeah, you're right. I think sometimes it's hard to acknowledge that, and it's hard to see it that way. So, the imposter syndrome plays hard on you. Imposter syndrome is when you think that at each moment someone could see you and could detect that you're just an amateur just not good at it enough.
Yeah,
you're not
professional.
You have received it only by luck.
Yeah,
and it's just a coincidence or so. Yeah, and I feel, and so it's really hard to acknowledge that I have earned it because I have worked hard for it. And that also comes along with being proud about yourself and being proud about what you have achieved.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have struggles with that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can feel you there because we all have that. We don't want to come off as arrogant. Right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So we want to stay humble, and don't fly too high with the things we do, and not show off too much. But in contrast to that, it's also, I think, or I believe, not so healthy to undervalue us. Right?
No, that's it. Yeah, so, exactly.
As in everything in life, the extremes are not good either way.
No, you're right.
Finding the right sweet spot in the middle is often, the most convenient option.
Yeah, you're completely right there. But it's hard.
Yeah, the real talent is to find that sweet spot in the end. That's the magic.
Exactly. Yeah, but
yes. You want to say
it
something?
gets better when you're older, I wanted to say.
Oh, does it? Yeah, probably. Right. We get thicker skin and we learn a lot, and then we start to take pride of what we do. Yeah, totally
I
agree.
think.
I sometimes I blush when I see people like, I don't know, they're maybe when like they're barely 20 and they're like their confidence just boosting around. It's like, holy shit. Like,
wow.
My 20-year-old me would blush in front of you right now.
Yeah. Where do you get that from? Wow.
Where can you buy that? Is it like off price now because it's Black Friday or something? Or
it comes with a package, as you say.
Yes,
they knock on your door
exactly.
and say, here's your package of confidence. Thank you.
Yeah. They know the guy that does that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Oh, damn.
Santa Claus.
Yeah, I want their telephone number.
Something I always like to talk about is the life of a freelancer, which includes so many aspects, not only the creative side and doing your work as an artist, but also all the bureaucracy behind it. And also the client talk is also very important, and how to treat them, how to respect your time, your value, how to communicate that properly. All those different aspects that are very important and need to be learned. And before I go into that, how long you've been for free? How long you've been a freelancer now? How many years?
I officially became a freelancer in 2016. Right. So I got my tax number and everything. All the documents in 2016. Yeah. But I think I did a couple of smaller commissions over the years. But I've full-time freelance, I would say, I became at the beginning of 2018. Yeah. Because at the end of 2017, it was the phase where I got all those commissions that suddenly that came through in my mailbox and asking, if I had time and if I could work with them. And and then at the beginning of 2018, I finished a job and then another commission came in. And after finishing that, there were other commissions coming in, and it all developed ever since then. It's a bit funny, but so it's nearly 4 years.
Okay.
Only.
Yeah, 4 to 5 years. That's when you started. Obviously, it takes time for you to take off with that. So it's only natural that after 2 to 3 years, people start, approaching you, wanting to work with you, and that you get enough work to actually live from it. So that's all natural. What I'm keen to is from 2016, when you started off and you got your tax number, or to now, in comparison, what are key skills that you have now, or knowledge you have now that you wish you had back then?
I think it's actually mostly about the bureaucratic part, because there's, also my illustration style and my illustration skills, they developed, of course, because I think it's very natural that your style develops, that you probably even still improve over time. It's natural. But at the beginning, I wasn't really sure about all those taxes and all the bureaucratics behind the creative part. And I would have laughed if there was like a book or a brochure or something else to get all the basic information from, and to have it all in one place and see, okay, oh my God, now I'm doing that, it costs that, or you have to take this or that number of taxes. And then it makes a difference if you're working in Germany, so in the country you have your tax number and you're based, or if you work for clients outside of Germany, so for the EU,
or US,
the European Union,
okay,
or the US, or I don't know, any other country. Switzerland is different. Norway is different. Now UK is also different because it's no longer part of the European Union, and so on. So this is really difficult, and I had to learn it over the past years. And it can also help having a tax office that's working for you. I only have it now, so it took me a couple of years because it also costs money.
Sure.
I did it on my own, which is not bad because I know a lot of things now. It can help you if there is some experts helping you with that.
Yeah. Only even if it is just for the time expenses, you have to put your time into that.
Yeah.
Keep record of all the invoices, and just
exactly
doing all the bookwork.
Yeah, I mean it's really hard work, and it's not being creative at all. But I somehow like it. I wouldn't say I love it. It's saturating, but I like it because I am a very tidy and accurate person. So I love it when all is in its place and when all is structured. So I love giving structure to things, and that's why I probably like it somehow.
I was gonna say you like it. You're lying. You're lying to me right now. No way.
Is like somehow. It's not
just
that
like
bad.
like a little bit,
little bit, yeah. No, it's okay. I would say it's okay for me, and
Okay, so if you would go back 5 years ago, you were like, please learn these basics when it comes to bureaucracy, regarding taxes, regarding all these numbers, how to do it properly.
Yeah, or it would have been helpful if there was a tax person or someone at the tax office that tells you what to do or tells you the basics. But they don't have much knowledge regarding the creative part. So being a creative freelancer, they can only tell it very generally, and that's sometimes not very helpful.
I'm sure there might be good books out there, guidebooks.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not well versed in that either, so can't really recommend anything.
There are books and organizations for illustrators. So there's the Illustrator organization, or it's called Illustratoren. How is it called? Illustratoren Organisation.
Sorry.
It's illustration organization for German illustrators. And if you're part in this organization, you pay a little yearly fee, and you get books where helpful advice for how to write invoices or what different illustrated products cost. They give you advice about all of that. That's really helpful. But you have to know that at the beginning as well. And I think they developed over the past years too. So it wasn't as huge as it is today when I started in 2016, I think.
Okay. But that's a good point to bring up. There normally is for every creative group, regardless if you're an actor, a singer, an illustrator, photographer, whatever. There are normally organizations or smaller organized groups that offer you support, that offer you help, that create a community like that, and it's often encouraged to seek those out. I said they're normally quite useful.
Yeah, they have a big support system, or they're very supportive. You can even contact them in questions, in law questions, if you need a lawyer, concerning copyright problems or something.
Okay, nice.
All those things. Yeah.
Jumping from there right into, think about those fellow illustration colleagues of yours, right? Illustrators, the younger selves, the younger versions of you, okay, that don't have your experience, that are starting out. Maybe they just dropped off college, right? Or uni. What would you tell them?
I would tell them to pursue their path and never stop doing what they do and what they love. So I would want them to not get, what is the word? So you have a vision and a dream for yourself, and I wouldn't want them to lose that just if there's any professor, any teacher that tells you you're not good enough, or if there are colleagues of them that are better. In any case, I wouldn't want them to lose their dream and to stop do what they are doing. Because I had the experience in my university career as well. There was a teacher of mine. She was very good, and I loved being in her class. And she was very motivating too when it came to your projects. But she was also telling us that we couldn't make it as an illustrator. We couldn't make it as a full-time illustrator just because of the industry, or just because there's not enough jobs, just because, it's not possible. Yeah, but it is possible. So there is a way. And and maybe it was because of her own experiences, or because of, I don't know, of her having another style that was not modern enough, or I don't know. So I just wouldn't want beginners to stop doing what they love just because there are some other people being more successful at the moment, or telling you to do other things. Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Yeah. That would be my tip. Or otherwise, I think, on the other hand, of course, you have to go through all these things to find your path. So there will be people that influence you. Maybe you find out about a completely other passion. Maybe you're becoming a photographer instead of an illustrator. Or it's okay. Of course, there are struggles, and you can change your dream, and that's completely normal too.
I hear what you're saying. Basically, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard work. That's for sure.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And no, I think that's actually something good. That's not easy.
No, it's not easy, as we agreed on. There's unfortunately not the person knocking on your door and giving you the package of the Illustrator package. You have to find it yourself, or maybe you find another package on your way that is far more interesting than the initial package. And that's okay. Nice. And that's just how life is, I think.
Yeah. And also what I heard out, what stood out to me now from your take is that you shouldn't be too intimidated by colleagues that you might think are better than you.
No, yeah. You should maybe see it as a motivation and see and observe these people, and maybe look at why they are so successful. Maybe you can learn something out of that, and then not copy them, of course, but see their strategies and see their what they do differently and why they are successful. But I totally understand. I mean, I completely I experience it for myself that you can get jealous jealous at seeing what others do, and you think, oh, I want that too. Easy. And so on, but it's probably
it's
the
perks. Like, oh fuck, I'm never gonna be that good, or
why didn't I have the idea?
yeah.
But it will be always like that, and it's the perks of living in this social world today. I think social media can be very positive, but also negative. Looking at that part, you can always see what others are doing and what others achieve. And you don't see the negative parts or the struggles they have as well. And you just have to find a way to make sure that you realize that everybody has struggles and not everything is perfect. And
that they had to work hard to get where they are.
Probably yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Obviously everyone learns at a different pace, but still, just don't waste your time hating on them. Just rather than seeing the enemy in those people, try to see them as teachers, you can learn from. So
I would say that.
And one thing that is very important, be very careful with clients that want to have over 100 reviews with you on your project. Be very, very careful with those clients. Okay.
Yes, and just listen to your intuition. I think, that's also a key word. I think it mostly tells you what is right, and it never betrays on you. I learned that.
Okay, nice. I like that take on how to deal with other artists' work, really. I checking out your Instagram profile. I saw that you had this very well. It's a fun idea. It's the draw this in your style. Series you had going on, and I was like, oh, this is so fun. And I looked at it, and it's so cool to see how people take one of your pieces of art, and create their own style on top of that.
It's a very common task, or very common event or action. I don't know how to title it,
or like a trend, maybe.
Sorry.
Or like maybe trend.
It's a very common trend between illustrators on Instagram, between the Illustrator community on Instagram, to make this hashtag draw this in your style. And this, I think it was the first draw this in your style I did. What you saw on my Instagram profile, I only did this once. And it was really interesting, as you say. It was so funny to see the individual techniques and individual perspectives of the same image. And it was also quite huge. I mean, so many people attended, and so many creatives did their own version of this image. It was, it was really huge. It was interesting to see that.
It was huge.
Yes.
I see where you're coming from. No, it's fine. It's just when I hear that word, I have to think about him. Or every time, Trump always said like that. This is huge.
Oh God!
It's just burned in my skull now.
Oh God. Okay, it was big. I will use another word. Right. Massive. It's also good.
No, but that's just something I wanted to swift by. I really like that idea, and I don't know, it was cool to see how everyone has their own way of seeing things.
I think the same, but I think it's also just one other trend or must do nearly that illustrators are doing now on social media. So there are several to-dos that an illustrator has to do on social media, and that is these different kind of trends or hashtags like draw this in your style. I think there are several other ones. I don't know. There were, many of these challenges that illustrators or creatives are participating in. And this is one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, clearly. I just had to think about, one other illustrator on my show before. Her name is Lisa Lafitte. She's like a Brazilian illustrator based in France.
Yeah.
You might have seen her work or heard about her. But she creates like very different, like compared to you. Like she does this very like, there's a whole world in like a small, in one print, and they're like little details.
Yeah.
And, it's like their own, it's that like their own universe in one piece.
Yeah. It's funny. Like, there are so many different illustrators and have so many different styles. It's really funny. Yeah. How is that possible even that we can think of so many different ways to draw and to express ourselves? It's really, it's funny.
So, recapping a little bit. So what we have been talking so far. So we have talked about, a bit of your upbringing, about how you ended up becoming an illustrator, basically from an early hobby you had, an early inclination into drawing that led you to study it in Braunschweig. And funny word to say.
Brunswick.
Brunswick sounds like Dutch. It's like a Dutch
it does.
And how afterwards you pretty much went almost all in into doing freelancing together with an internship in Die Zeit, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how over the time you learned how to deal with bureaucracy and client communication, how after 2 to 3 years you started growing exponentially faster than before through to your social media game. You managed to get clients to notice you, to reach out to you, send you an email and asking you to work with them.
Yeah.
How you had your first exhibition last year, how you went to Adobe Max in 2019 California, which was a very, I would say, eye-opening event in a sense of seeing how large this community is, how large the community of creative individual is, meeting interesting people, inspiring people, seeing Billie Eilish.
Yes, I'm a big fan.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, I was like that.
I mean, she has great music, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Kind of dig her. That we talked about, you doing mainly your work digitally. Also, getting your hands dirty lately a little bit on canvas as well. How you're rocking the game of printing your work, having your own shop on your website and really appreciating that art form on itself, which is printing something. Well, there are many subcultures there as well, but generally the act of printing your work that nowadays is sadly in a way disappearing, or it's getting smaller because digitalization. So everything lives online and doesn't really exist in a sense. So I totally on your side there. I believe printing is very, very important. One of my professors back in school when in art school when I studied photography basically said you're not the photographer until you print your pictures.
Right.
And So I totally, since then, I see printing very differently. I see the importance it has. It also makes you perceive your work very differently. You see things you didn't see before,
That's right. Yeah. I can imagine especially especially when printing photography or printing photos.
Yeah, exactly. I believe, especially for photography, it's maybe even more important.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But it still impacts obviously different aspects, like different genres, like illustrations as well. No, but we talked about that, about your. I mentioned the exhibition already, the pop exhibition at L'Enfant Terrible, and we talked about your take on creativity, how it impacts your work and how you deal with it, and the importance it has for you. We share a little bit of advice for the young illustrators out there that maybe or they're trying to make a living out of their passion.
Yeah.
And which is really the main reason why I do this podcast. It's giving those young folks out there, well, first of all, the motivation that they need to hear to chase their dreams, but also some harder facts, some harder information, some useful intel they can, practically use in their daily lives.
Yeah.
And before we're getting to the finish line of this episode. We're running this marathon of an episode, and before we end up, I always like to ask if there are any topics we haven't touched on, or any maybe anecdote or story you would like to tell that you you would like to share, because I always feel like whenever there's an interview or conversation, you, especially when you had a few already, which you did, you tend to get asked the same questions or similar questions, right? But maybe there's something you don't get asked that you would like to get asked.
I could talk about my second passion, which is food.
What food?
I love food. Yes.
What?
No,
Okay.
No, I just want to say that I think that we have covered a lot of topics. So we have talked. It is very important for me to always say that it is a big privilege to do what I am doing. I feel that, and I feel very lucky. I feel so happy that I can do what I am able to do what I do now.
Yeah.
But we have talked about this, and we have also talked about that it is my passion and has been my passion throughout my whole life. And I always hope that the little sparks, that little sparks of my fire that I have for this topic, and that little sparks of my passion that I have for illustration fly over to the listeners. And that is, the most important thing for me, to be able to share my passion and being able to have others feeling the sparks and get motivated. And also understand that it is a privilege. These are the basic my main points that I would like to convey or
to bring out. No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm quite impressed that you, regarding the mission or the goal you have with your work, has such powerful values behind them, regarding the empowerment of women in so many different aspects of their life, not only the body, but also, the rights and the beliefs and what they stand for. But so I think you put quite a high, like high standard to you. I want to reach this roof, which is so up high. I think so. It's nothing easy to achieve, to say the least, and giving you such goals, maybe there's an inappropriate comment, but it takes balls to do that.
Thank you. No, I like that. Yeah, I don't have balls, but I have eggs, so maybe it's similar. I know what you mean.
It just fit perfectly right there, didn't it?
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it takes you balls to, or whatever, to do and to not give up and do it despite all circumstances and such. This is, it takes balls, but also, privilege. Again, it's not easy and not, there's a German word, selbstverständlich. So
it's not
evident or not.
It's not obvious.
It's not obvious. That it. Hard to express myself here, but I think we said it all. And
I think the points are clear. But now you make me very, very curious about your food hobby.
I just wanted to say, because we covered all aspects of what I would like to, or of what my main message is, that I had no other aspect that could be added.
Okay.
Despite other passions, and my other passion is food. I love eating and I love cooking, and I just love eating. I said that, so just wanted to.
You cook as well. I mean, some people just like to eat, but they don't cook.
Yeah, I basically only like to. It's basically that I love eating, but I mean, in order to have food, you have probably to cook sometimes.
Well. No, just people just can't cook, but they just love eating out, all the time.
No,
that's the easy way to do it, I guess. That's just the easy way out. No, but are we talking about sweets here? Are we talking about cake, or are we talking about like proper dishes?
Everything. No. I mean, dishes. So just I love going out. I love good food. But it was more like a joke. So beside my passion, I have other passions, and that is food.
What? You have other passions? Come on.
And that is food. And it's just a side hobby.
Okay. Can we? What can we look out for or expect from you in the next few years? What is coming? Are any hot projects coming up?
Yeah, probably more traditional work. As I said in the beginning, I realized that I can express myself through so many different techniques, and I would like to express myself through other techniques than only digital work. Mm-hmm. So I would like to paint a few more canvases. What is the canvases?
I think it's canvases, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe, I don't know what will come, just other traditional works with paint, or I don't know, let's see. And that's I think my main goal for the near future. Mm-hmm. And otherwise we'll see. I don't know.
Okay, you're keeping us eager. I see. You don't want to share too much. Okay.
No, I think
just messing with you.
I also would like to step back a little, because I've worked so much over the past years. Mm-hmm. I need to take care and just focus on myself a little bit more, instead of only work all day. And it doesn't make me that happy, because then I lose some sparks and I lose a bit of this passion. And I like to keep the passion. And in order to to keep it, I need to focus on what I would like to do with my artworks and what I would like to, to message through it and to,
to communicate.
So that's a goal for the future, to slow down a little bit when it comes to seeing it as a job solely, but to improve or to enhance working more on what I like and to work on my messages and working more traditionally as well.
Yeah. Okay. I see that. Nourishing a bit of your quality time with yourself.
Yeah.
Get rid of a bit of the hassle, long term it does fuck you up if you work too much,
Yeah, exactly. It's just that you take care and take an eye on yourself, or keep an eye on yourself.
Yeah.
Okay,
nice. Would you be so kind to share with our listeners where they can actually find your work, where they can check you out, where they can reach out to you if they want to, get in contact, ask you anything?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So you can find me on probably all social media platforms, I think.
Just all of them.
Yeah. So on Instagram, it's my name only. So Lisa Tegtmeier. You probably have to look it up on
on the profile.
Somewhere
how's it written? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the easiest way. Otherwise, it's sometimes I can't even pronounce my surname.
Oh.
It's Tegtmeier.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw it first, I was like, "Oh, Tegtmeier." I was like, "Oh no, there's no I." It's like
no, there's no I.
Yeah. But I swiped through it. I was like, "Okay, I got it." And then I looked at it again. I was like, "Oh no, it's different."
Yeah, you have to look at it very concentrated. TEGT. Yeah, no, and then you can find my website as well. My name, www.lisategmeier.com or .de. I have both domains.
Nice.
And these are my mail handles as well.
Okay.
And also only my name on Behance.
Yeah. Behance, it's very strong when it comes to seeing creators work.
Yeah.
So I'll put that there. No, but obviously all those links will be available on the episode's description and on all social media posts. So you guys can find them easily right away. If someone would like to ask you anything or reach out to you, what would be for you the easiest way or the best way?
Just send me an email or a message through Instagram. That's probably the easiest ways, I would say.
All right. Just like a DM. Sliding into your DM.
DM me. Yeah, exactly.
All right, nice. I'm pretty happy with the episode today.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, it was a lot of back and forth, and it was a bit all over the place. Like touching on the exhibition and on the Adobe. I had so many questions too, but I appreciate you answering so openly and honestly to all of these, taking the time to be here with me and spending a few hours.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you're very welcome, and it was my pleasure. And I think we covered it all. It's basically what it's all about. And thank you. So thank you so much for having me.
Nice. It was a pleasure. This was Lisa Tegtmeier. I'm Lucas, and this was a Creative Cast.
Been the best part of my life.